talk to me about some of the things that you did internally to overcome these challenges.
Yeah, it was really critical because none of us had ever been through anything like this before. I've managed all kinds of crazy crises and strange things happening, but a day when suddenly most of your employees in a very large company are all working from home and don't know if they can leave their home. That is really stunning. And so the first thing we did is focus on visible leadership making safety first decisions. And visibility meant something different, of course, than face-to-face town halls. But we had our CEO doing, darn near daily videos. We had calls with senior leaders, every week to kind of update them on steps that were being taken, where the science was, where it was developing, and so on. We took immediate, really substantive actions. And they sound, we've all learned this now, but it sounds, we went out and spent 3 million euros doing an early order of buying masks. And I'd never done that before, right? And a lot of companies hadn't, because that's just not what we do. We then started as the pandemic went along. In some places, where employees were able to go back to work, at least for a little bit, we did a full return to the office playbook, kind of every step that people should take with the support that was in place. And it was actually, I think, the most downloaded document in our company history, in Nokia's history. We provided transparency to all employees through an online COVID-19 hub that actually had an active map that showed what offices were open, what were closed, what percentage occupancy was, and a whole bunch of other metrics. And ultimately, it seemed to work. We also did pulse surveys with employees through that process, and found that 97% of our employees were satisfied with the support they were getting and the information that they were getting. And that to me really meant a lot. I also, in my own organization, it was so strange. Marketing and communications are kind of creative. People kind of buzz off of each other, right? And that just disappeared. So we started doing something every Friday called Drinks and Discuss, where we would, get online. You had to have a drink. It didn't have to be alcoholic. Often it was in the morning my time, so I had a big cup of coffee. And we'd pick a kind of a crazy topic, and it really ranged a lot from, how you coping with stress at home to, like, what's your favorite song and why, and just had kind of these very open conversations just to keep people connected in some way. And that seemed to make a real difference as well. So we did a lot. It seemed to, if you look at the pulse survey results, it seemed to work. But I actually think companies are facing a hard time right now, because I think bringing people back to work, some of them who are vaccinated, some who are not, how do you do that in a way that keeps people safe, particularly in jurisdictions where you can't ask people if they've been vaccinated, you certainly can't require it. That's hard. That's really hard.